Welcome back with another banger. It's the React Files. Let's get straight to it.
Close, papi, close. Close it, papi. Close it. Oh, shit. Now I got PTSD, nigga. That shit crazy. Oh. Damn, that shit sound like shots. Damn. What the fuck? Nigga, that shit crazy. Nigga, they got the burn out.
All this buildings on fire, looting, explosions, everything. After I get all caught up on this crazy riot and everything that happened last night, I'm gonna show you a sign of what has to be a sign of obvious judgment because of what just happened in Colombia. So yesterday, right before dark, they caught this copter coming down with possibly, allegedly, ammunition. At the same time, other people are speculating martial law on June 11th. I don't think so, but at the same time, if you know how the system works, this happens on June 11th, and you know certain things happen with celestial events on purpose. I mean, coincidentally. There's also videos of them lighting fires in California. So you can see this fire right beside my head. Down here is where there was some looting going on, and up here is allegedly where they scared some sheriffs or cops away as they were yelling at them. I can't show you what they were saying, but it seems the cops said, screw this, we're going. But they're telling the cops to do something to themselves, if you get what I'm saying. At the same time, there are some weird items found around the LA area. I can't show you all the violent stuff, but I want you to hear what this guy has to say before I show you the really, really crazy part. Trust me, it's important.
Everybody else getting off to record. Peacefully, we do not throw anything at them. We're not yelling at them.
Good house with your girlfriend.
As soon as we start recording, that's when they start pointing the tear gas gun. And they start shooting everything.
That reminds me of something, but again, I'm not there. I don't know. And it seems as if National Guard just got there a few hours ago today on Sunday. Now there's some speculation that there's also SEALs there. Again, I'm not there. This part is insane and worth the wait. You remember the president-elect guy running for president in Colombia who got pewed in the head? They just had a 6.6 preliminary earthquake. Didn't we just see that a couple days ago? We sure did. 6.6 preliminary earthquake in the Middle East. Pair that with the doomsday fish, all the weird suns, all the weird things we've been seeing going on lately. Something's up. Let me know what you think below.
This doomsday fish, you know, it's like it got its hands all over everything. Shout outs to the real Moon Henry. But yo, I ain't know it was like that in LA. Shout outs to LA. Be safe. I was watching a live stream of it yesterday and I seen somebody get hit with a rubber bullet. Like, they're not playing for real. But that's insane, like watching a helicopter drone.
It's a surreal sight. This Black Hawk moved in just in the last few minutes from the Border Patrol, landing at that Homeland Security office on the Paramount side, right next to the Home Depot, and they are unloading this huge helicopter with, I mean, just boxes and boxes, dozens of boxes of ammunitions, less lethal weaponry. You see these tanks with flammable labels on the side, one after another, an entire shipment, as if they were getting ready for some kind of a major battle. I mean, it really has to be said, this is a remarkable sight in the middle of a suburban street here where they are just unloading all of these weapons, carts full of boxes and flammable weaponry. So you can see that it just made its own parking spot there in the parking lot of that Homeland Security office on the other side of the river where all of this is taking place, and just a few blocks from that Home Depot and right across the freeway from where that car fire was just a few blocks away, and the protesters and Sheriff's Department had been squaring off. But this site here at the Homeland Security office of these federal officials unloading dozens of boxes of weapons and ammunition is just quite a sight to behold here. Something I really don't recall ever seeing here. Guys, back to you.
There's something about these protests that are happening in Los Angeles that I really want to point out to everybody, and it might blow your mind, or you might already be aware of it. Now, you might already know about this book, but if you don't, then I'm going to talk to you about something that sounds insane. Now, the person who wrote that book, his name is Ingersoll Lockwood, and I'll get to him here in a second. Because I want to point out the plot of this one specific book. Do keep in mind, once again, it's named The Last President. 1900, or The Last President, like I mentioned, is an 1896 novel, by the way. where Americans are protesting a corrupt you-know-what process. It starts with an E. I don't really understand why you can't say the word out loud here on TikTok, but anyway. While the president's hometown of New York City, now tell me, where's his hometown at, people, is fearing the collapse of the republic after the transition of presidential power. Now, obviously that hasn't happened, but the plot of the book is just like, Do keep in mind, Ingersoll Lockwood is also the author of Baron Trump's marvelous underground journey. Baron Trump, you say? Isn't that interesting? But here's what the book is about, right? It's also a series, by the way, if you didn't know, about the adventures of a character named Baron Trump, a wealthy boy who embarks on fantastic voyages. The story follows Baron Trump as he travels to the Earth's interior, encountering various strange underground civilizations and the, in quotations, master of the world who plans to destroy the universe. What a book to write in the 1800s, right? There is something else that I really want to point out to everybody, so I hope that I have everybody's attention still at this point in the video, because people don't actually think about it this way. But I want to talk to you about a movie that came out just last year. Does anybody remember this movie? I'm sure you do. And if you don't, well, you should definitely go watch it and then come back to me and tell me if you think that's possible. Just try to think outside the box for me at this moment in time, okay?
It was a great movie. Shout outs to Beauty Mark. Shout outs to Los Angeles. Man, shout outs to LA out there sounding like 300. It's always great to see unity. I love it. I just hope they can come to a resolution fast with the city and what's going on. I wish the whole country could unite like this. That'd be awesome.
Telemundo.
Let them go! Let them go! Fuck you, white devil! Fuck ICE! 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 Fuck ICE!
Yo, I went away for about an hour, and now they out here with full force.
Yeah. America! That's America! Follow the dumb white bitch! Follow the dumb white bitch!
That you just saw flash on the screen, I'll show it to you more in a minute, was a literal demon. Not just a demon, it looked exactly like the devil as portrayed today in the 21st century at this stuff happening in LA and California. Just to show you, give you a measurement of how evil this stuff really is, along with the 6.6 earthquake in Colombia and the 6.6 earthquake in the Middle East, the big beautiful bill, the 666 like I showed you before, the doomsday fish, the weather, the suns, everything like I showed you before, it's all freaking evil. So a quick update, then we'll get back to the demon. There's a tactical alert in California and they're stopping all trains and all moving traffic to these locations. Tonight is going to be absolutely insane. Even from last night, this morning, I showed you all the explosions, I showed you all the looting, I showed you all the stuff happening, all the weird objects being placed around LA, and now this popped up right before a flag was burned. You can literally see the horn, the ear, the eyes, the nose. I'm about to show you the video now, but if you're on TikTok, you're not going to be able to see the rest of this video.
That's crazy that he caught that image. Shout outs to the Real Moon Henry. Very crazy right now. I hope the looting wasn't true, man. I hope it ain't that bad. I'm down with the peaceful protest, but I'm not down with breaking the law.
Oh my God. Vean, gente, vean lo que está pasando. Vean lo que está pasando. Miren nada más. Lo lastimaron. Miren nada más lo que está pasando, señores.
Oh. It's a water bottle. Here. Y'all ain't fucking serving or protecting. Y'all just standing still.
Oh my God. Miren nada más, señores.
Look at that. Y'all letting that happen. Get out of here.
Miren lo que está pasando, señores.
Come on now. Y'all letting the terrorists fucking come into our city? Y'all are bullshit. Y'all are fucking bullshit. Go work. Y'all just here standing in there and getting paid for nothing. Y'all are some fucking bullshit. Y'all getting paid to do nothing now.
Hispanic community paying taxes. This is why you fucking have a job because of big high jobs, because of our parents who work hard. And you motherfuckers are here supporting their asses. Go to fucking Beverly Hills. Go to fucking Anaheim Hills. Go to fucking Sacramento. What the fuck are you doing here? Against your own fucking people. Fuck you guys.
This Los Angeles is looking like a freaking war zone right now. What you are seeing is wild footage of protesters clashing with federal immigration agents and law enforcement. Rioters are pelting military vehicles with rocks as seen from footage inside this vehicle. And there are even videos of guys throwing rocks at regular cars as well, but those are believed to be used by federal agents. The streets are burning after protesters have put up barricades and set fire to cars and trash, and authorities have responded with force. Some have opened fire on crowds with rubber bullets, and Donald Trump has now officially ordered 2,000 members of the National Guard to be deployed in LA. So how the hell did things get so out of control? Well, protests broke out on Friday following widespread arrests of undocumented migrants in certain areas of Los Angeles. Now, one of the major inflammatory points is that according to the American Civil Liberties Union, many of these arrests are allegedly being carried out without judicial warrants. The government, however, strongly deny this. The protests were initially described as peaceful, but as time passed, visuals of the violence that has emerged shows how quickly things have deteriorated. California's governor, Gavin Newsom, is not happy about Trump's deployment of the National Guard, saying it is purposefully inflammatory and will only escalate tensions, while LA's mayor labeled it as completely unnecessary. Trump, however, said that the governor and the mayor simply cannot do their job, so he has had to step in order for law enforcement to be protected. And if the unrest continues to escalate, Pete Hegseth said that we could even see the Marines mobilize, who are currently on high alert. But of course, as the situation develops, I'll keep you guys updated.
A rough night in downtown LA as journalists along with protesters shot at with pepper pellets and tear gas. Got it, you can see there. This is our security guard. You can see that white powder there. That's what he got hit. It happened after this protest next to the Metropolitan Detention Center grew.
We're peacefully protesting, you know? We're not throwing anything. We're not causing any damage, anything. I mean, there is graffiti, right? But at the end of the day, the damage was more cost to us than we cost to them.
People are getting out of here.
At around 8:30, what looked like a mix of federal agents and LAPD pushed through, creating lines of officers.
All right, we got a big force coming out here, guys.
We got hit by several pellets and then took cover behind a news truck. Got pushed back about a block where most of the protesters had dispersed to. Officers kept the lines there and then pushed forward, dispersing the crowd even further. Journalism organizations have met with LAPD in the past on how to cover protests safely and legally in the public interest, and allowing us our First Amendment right for freedom of the press. But as we re-watch the video of officers pushing journalists through, you can see this wasn't LAPD. Those were federal agents.
Gotta protect journalists at all costs. I feel the press should always be able to do their job safely. As you see, that wasn't LAPD. Damn. Shout out to NBC LA.
So I call on all Angelenos to continue expressing your right, your anger, your outrage, but to do it peacefully. And I just have to say that all of you were there Friday. Everybody knows what happened Friday. A workplace, several workplaces were targeted and raids took place. Now, in the beginning, the administration said they were just looking for dangerous felons, violent people. It's hard to say that that's what they found at a workplace or in a Home Depot parking lot. When this happens, it terrifies people. It sends a sense of fear and chaos in our city. And you well remember a few years ago in the last administration, the kids were afraid to go to school. Parents were afraid to go to work. This impacts all of our city. You can't terrify the workforce, and then expect for people to get the jobs done.
This is not okay. You don't have to do this. She just wants her father. Her father's in that truck. Do you see that? Look at her. Look at her. Look at her. Her father's there. Her father is here. This is what you're doing. Look at this. You don't have to do this. You don't have to do this. You see, that's her father. That's her father. You don't have to do it. 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 You really don't. No, you don't. You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. You're a cutie too. I'm shocked. I'm like, damn it. You shouldn't have been here, man. You shouldn't have been here. I don't even know these people, and these people are bawling because their family member, their dad was in there. You don't have to hurt people. You don't have to follow orders. This is your job. Don't show up tomorrow. You don't have to do it next week. Just don't do it. You don't have to do it. You're not a bad person. You, right? It feels odd. Like, why are we doing this? Like, both of us. I wish I wasn't here. I hope you don't wish you were here, because this is not fun. This is not fun for you. You don't have to do it tomorrow. You don't have to follow orders. None of you are following orders. You don't have to follow these orders. You're a good person at heart.
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart.
What? You're going to have troops everywhere? What's crazy is that's not even the scariest part of this fucking video. But before I show you that, if you don't know by now, I'm CFH Unfiltered combat veteran and former sniper, and I started this channel because I actually give a fuck about my country. The scary part lies in the comments. So take a look at these two comments. These two comments, strangely enough, say the exact same thing. And look at that. The first comment is AI, a beautiful woman with big old titties, fucking AI. The second one, well, goddamn, it's the same thing now, ain't it? AI. So I got a question for you. Why is this entire comment section filled with AI supporting Donald Trump? The reason is this administration wants you to think that if you're against martial law, then you're the odd man out. Everybody else in your community agrees with it. So what can you do about it? Show your friends and family this kind of bullshit. Show them the comments. Show them the profiles. Show them this video and show them that these comments are AI.
Shout out to CFH Unfiltered, former sniper. Makes me think of what Beauty Mark was talking about with that movie Civil War. It's crazy how he caught them bots red-handed.
LA immigration protests ran ICE out of the city. ICE was conducting raids in LA and made over 118 arrests. This made LA residents mad, so they started surrounding ICE. And then ICE pulled out pepper spray, tear gas, and riot shields against them. So protesters fought back and made blockades in the streets to try and protect the immigrants. And they shot fireworks and threw rocks at ICE, who began backing off.
Why was ICE conducting raids in the first place?
They claimed the raids were for immigration violations, and they showed up in helicopters and military vehicles. ICE began showing up at people's workplaces to detain them and arrested children, and people were fighting back to the point LAPD had to get involved to help ICE, who began arresting random U.S. citizens. So some people were charged with assaulting federal agents. As they deserve.
Maybe they should change their approach and not drive military vehicles through the city like this is Afghanistan.
Did you not see how LA residents were behaving? ICE had to pepper spray Americans and wear masks to do their job, which included raiding random Home Depots in hopes to find more immigrants. This is the best day of my life.
If they truly believe what they're doing is right, then why not take off the mask?
Because they know their lives are in danger. However, the National Guard is now on the way to LA, according to the director of ICE, who is also defending this and doubling down. Finally, somebody with some common sense.
This is by far the most questionable government America's ever had.
It's too late. National Guard 2025. Immigrants are the reason
Yeah, there's definitely a way to do things, but targeting a Home Depot, driving tanks through the city, man, I can definitely see why the people are scared. That's crazy. They were taking children too. Shout out to advice from Lewis Reloaded.
People are getting out of here. Looks like pepper balls being deployed, maybe rubber bullets. All right, we got a big force coming out here, guys. Big force coming out. Gas, we've got gas, flashbangs, pepper balls. Get closer, George.
Águila del monte. Hey, who are you looking for? Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for? Who are you looking for specifically? No. No les diga nada, no les diga nada. Hey, who are you guys looking for? You guys have a warrant for him? Hey, do you have a warrant for him? No. Hey, what your name and badge number? Name and badge number. Hey, what's your name and badge number? What's your name and badge number?
Back up, bud. Back up.
Don't fucking touch me.
Back up.
Don't touch me.
Back up.
Don't touch
you
me.
Want to interfere?
Don't
you
touch
want
me.
to go too?
Don't fucking touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Let us do our job.
Don't fucking touch me.
Let us do our
okay,
job.
do you have a warrant for him?
I don't have to answer to you.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
Yes, you do.
Get away. You know what?
We're gonna warn you one more time.
We're gonna warn you.
I'm giving you space.
You're in my space. You need to back away.
What's your name and badge number?
I'm not telling you.
You have to identify. What's your name and badge number? You have to identify.
Señor. Señora.
Name and badge number? So you guys are not identifying now?
We're fully marked.
Okay, but your name and badge number, you don't have a name there. Your name is police?
You see the back of his back?
Can I see yours? Can you turn around? Could I get your name?
You're not getting one.
So you guys don't identify now?
We do identify.
Police.
We're fully marked as police. We didn't lie.
Okay, but can I get his name? Okay, but can I get his name?
Siéntelo. 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 Siéntelo.
Águila del monte será. Se le oyen las voces como el pavo real. Se le oyen las voces como el pavo real. Se le oyen las voces como el pavo real. Águilas del
Do y'all see what's going on in LA? Shit getting crazy out there. They have now deployed the National Guards in LA. Y'all, look at this shit. They is not fucking around. They got National Guards there. I heard they ready for whatever. Look at these people, y'all. They is burning, breaking, throwing rocks, doing all that shit. That's crazy, fool. This joint look like it's LA fires all over. So at first it was a peaceful protest, but then that joint started getting real. They said Gavin Newsom wasn't gonna call, like he was fine with it. But Trump was like, so you're not gonna call, right? He hopped on that phone. Yeah, I need you to deploy 2,000 troops to LA, please. Said as of right now, 200 people has been arrested. They said this is the first time since 1965 that a president has deployed the National Guards without the state's permission. Gavin Newsom calls this abuse of power. He was like, if he can deploy troops in my state without my permission, he can do it anywhere.
Is this history repeating itself? Shout outs to Zay Reacts. Makes you wonder what happened in 1965 to let it go down like that.
So Governor Gavin Newsom is striking back at Donald Trump's border czar, Tom Homan. Tom Homan recently threatened to arrest Gavin Newsom. So Newsom is basically saying right now, you want to arrest me? Then just do it. Stop talking. Just do it. In this clip, Newsom responding to Homan said, he's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. Lay your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Come and arrest me. Let's just get it over with, tough guy. I don't give a damn. Take a look at this clip and remember to add the Midas Touch podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify.
Homan, the border czar, said to me yesterday he did not rule out literally arresting you, nor Mayor Bass, if you interfere in his work. He said you hadn't yet.
He's a tough guy. Why doesn't he do that? He knows where to find me. But you know what? Lay your hands off 4-year-old girls that are trying to get educated. Lay your hands off these poor people. They're just trying to live their lives, man. Trying to live their lives, paying their taxes. Been here 10 years. The fear, the horror. The hell is this guy? Come after me, arrest me. Let's just get it over with. Tough guy. You know, I don't give a damn. But I care about my community. I care about this community. The hell are they doing? These guys need to grow up. They need to stop. And we need to push back. And I'm sorry to be so clear, but that kind of bloviating is exhausting. So Tom, arrest me. Let's go.
Moving in on horseback, firing rubber bullets at protesters, moving them on through the heart of LA.
You just shut the fuck up! You okay?
I'm good.
Yeah. Call you later.
Well, we're going to have troops everywhere. We're not going to let this happen to our country. We're not going to let our country be torn apart like it was under Biden and his auto pen.
What's the Sheriff's Department's role in protecting the people of Los Angeles against federal agents?
No.
You don't have a role to protect us against ICE?
We don't have anything to do with what they do. That's a completely different entity of government. We're local police officers. They are federal agents. Totally different.
But if they come into your jurisdiction without your permission and attack your citizens, what's your role?
They don't need our permission to drive around. They're federal agents. They can go anywhere in the entire federal country.
So if they come into your community where you have jurisdiction and they're detaining people without warrants and they're detaining people without due process, what's your role?
That's fucked up, and we don't have a role. We go to calls for service. They do what they do, and we do what we do. We respond to calls for service when people have emergencies, when people have been robbed or need a report for something. That's completely different from what they do.
And what's more serious for people to be protected from than kidnapping and detention?
You can't. That everybody has their own problems. You're gonna say that my cat being stuck in a tree is more important than whatever's going on with anybody else in the world. It's a balance, okay? We have to respond to calls for service. Until everyone leaves everywhere, we will have to be here.
Community in the midst of chaos during the protests. This is new video showing restaurant workers helping sheriff's deputies in Compton. You can see some of the deputies sitting in the booths as workers help to flush their eyes, likely after getting hit with tear gas. After a short break, the deputies put their gas masks back on and headed back out to help contain the protests.
I think you'll see the irony in this video if you look who's helping who.
Recuerden que usted
No firme nada.
ICE responding to these protests, and thanks for joining us tonight.
Look, we're going to continue doing our job. And yesterday we got 118 arrests. You know, I was out here yesterday to kick off this operation. And what people aren't talking about is ICE served, you know, several warrants yesterday. These were criminal warrants. This is a criminal investigation. And today we're continuing operations. They're not going to shut us down. We're out there right now doing operations. We're going to keep doing operations. We brought in more resources to push back the protesters, but I'll say it again, a serious warning. You can protest all you want. You got your First Amendment rights. But if you cross that line of impediment, or you're putting hands on officers or destroy property, you will be prosecuted. There's zero tolerance on crossing that lines, and that's what we're standing by. We're bringing more resources as we speak. We'll have more resources tonight. We're going to continue doing the job that American people voted Donald Trump in office to do, and we're not going to apologize for doing it.
Tom, it's Alicia Acuna. Again, thank you so much for being here. During the protest yesterday, a Los Angeles City Council member called for mobilization against ICE. Listen.
They know how quickly we mobilize. That's why they're changing tactics. Because community defense works and our resistance has slowed them down before. And if they're escalating their tactics, then so are we. When they show up, we gotta show up even stronger.
So, Tom, will the Trump administration take action against these public officials who are threatening ICE agents with resistance?
Absolutely. I think Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice is looking at that. And, you know, like I said many times, these elected officials or these non-government organizations, they can't cross the line either. I mean, we got people like, you know, Hakeem Jeffries saying he's going to dox ICE employees. You know, ICE agents out there with masks on. They're wearing masks to protect themselves and their families because they've been doxxed, their families been doxxed, their life's been threatened, their families have been threatened. I know myself, I had over 1,000 protesters at my house. I expect that as the borders are, but these men and women are putting their lives on line every day. They arrested a lot of bad people yesterday and today. They arrested child sex offenders. They arrested people convicted of robbery. They arrested public safety, not only significant public safety threats, but national security threats. They arrested gang members. We're making Los Angeles safer. And Mayor Bass ought to be thanking us for making her city safer. And the term migrant, as Joe Concha rightfully said earlier, they're illegal aliens. There are illegal aliens in this country, and we welcome. We're the most giving country in the world. But these are illegal aliens who committed a crime by crossing this border legally, then yet committed another crime. Again, yesterday's about a criminal investigation into money laundering, tax evasion, and some of the funds going to cartels in Mexico and Colombia that fund their operations of sending narcotics to this country, killing American people. This is about enforcing the law. And again, we're not going to apologize for doing it. We're stepping up. She says they're going to mobilize. Well, guess what? We're already ahead of the game. We're already mobilizing. We're going to bring National Guard in tonight. We're going to continue doing our job. We're going to push back on these people, and we're going to force the law.
Hello, my fellow citizens of America and others around the world. This is the Architect, speaking on behalf of Anonymous. 26 days remain until the horrifying truths of our world are exposed. Under what's coming is not just hard to hear. It's horrifying, not shocking, not scandalous, inhumane, beyond disgusting. This is the kind of truth that rips through the soul. The kind that makes you question how any human being could be capable of the things you're about to learn. But they are, and they have been. For a long, long time, you will recognize the names, and you will ask yourself how they got away with it for so long. The answer? Because they knew how to control the narrative. They knew how to twist reality and paint themselves as saviors while silencing anyone who dared to question the script. And make no mistake, when we expose what's been buried, they will try to paint us as the villains. We will be called extremists, conspiracy theorists, terrorists, unstable, dangerous, just like they've done in every era to those who refuse to bow. History repeats. Those who expose injustice are always made to look like the threat, because the real threat is what happens when the people finally wake up. They'll say we are undermining peace. They'll say we're spreading misinformation. But ask yourself this: when did telling the truth become criminal? When did asking questions become rebellion? The answer is simple: the moment the truth threatened power. This is the pattern. And we are stepping directly into it, not because we want to be hated, but because we refuse to be silent. You're going to see things that break your heart, that make your stomach turn, that make you look at the world and yourself differently. That's the point. Because change doesn't come from comfort. It comes from truth, and this truth has teeth. They will attack us. They will mock us. They will try to erase us. But history will remember who stood up when it mattered. And it won't remember us as radicals. It will remember us as the ones who wouldn't look away. We are not afraid of being hated or attacked. If it means standing on the right side of history, we are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
And that's a wrap. Hope you enjoyed tonight's rabbit hole. If you enjoyed this video, why don't you check this one right here? Shout outs to the reactors and all the subscribers. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again. Till next time.